The microbial war paradox is a fascinating contradiction in microbiology. Microbes, such as bacteria, fungi, and archaea, are constantly in competition with each other for resources, engaging in chemical warfare, direct attacks, and territorial battles. Yet instead of complete annihilation of weaker species, these microscopic wars often lead to stable, balanced, and even beneficial ecosystems. How does intense microbial competition create harmony rather than total dominance? At first glance, microbial warfare should lead to the survival of only the strongest species. If one type of bacteria produces powerful antibiotics against its rivals, shouldn't it eventually wipe them all out? Surprisingly, this is not what happens in natural environments like soil, human intestines, or oceanic ecosystems. Instead, competing microbes often coexist and even stabilize the community, making ecosystems more resilient and functional. How does this paradox work? The answer lies in a few key biological principles. Kill the winner effect. If one species becomes too dominant, it attracts attacks from viruses, bacteriophages, or microbial competitors, which prevents it from wiping out weaker species. Chemical signaling and cross-resistance. Some microbes secrete antibiotics, but neighboring species may develop resistance or even evolve ways to benefit from those chemicals. Resource partitioning. Competing microbes often specialize in different food sources, reducing direct conflict and allowing multiple species to survive in the same environment. Mutualistic interactions. Some microbial competitors eventually form symbiotic relationships where each species provides something valuable to the other, creating unexpected cooperation. Where do we see microbial wars shaping stable ecosystems? Human gut microbiome. Different bacterial species fight for dominance, but their competition helps prevent harmful pathogens from taking over. Some bacteria even produce antimicrobial compounds that protect us from infections. Soil microbial communities. Bacteria and fungi release chemicals to suppress rivals, yet this leads to a self-regulating system where no single species becomes overwhelmingly dominant. Marine ecosystems. In the ocean, competing phytoplankton release toxins to kill rivals, yet diverse species still thrive in balance, cycling nutrients efficiently. What happens when this balance is disrupted? When antibiotics are overused, they wipe out many microbes in an ecosystem, allowing a few resistant species to take over. This can lead to dangerous imbalances such as antibiotic-resistant superbugs in hospitals or harmful blooms of certain bacteria in the ocean. Could we harness microbial warfare for human benefit? Scientists are studying how microbial interactions can be used for targeted probiotics that enhance gut health by balancing microbial competition. Bioengineered bacteria that can suppress harmful infections without wiping out beneficial microbes. Agricultural applications where controlled microbial wars improve soil health and crop resistance. The paradox raises a deeper question. If even microscopic life forms can turn competition into long-term stability, what lessons could larger biological and social systems learn from them? Microbial communities are constantly engaged in chemical warfare, where different species produce antibiotics, toxins, and other defensive compounds to suppress competitors. While this seems to promote instability, such competitive interactions can lead to a dynamic equilibrium, where no single species dominates completely. Some microbes evolve resistance mechanisms allowing them to survive while maintaining balanced population levels. These interactions drive diversification, coevolution, and niche specialization, ensuring long-term ecosystem stability. In soil microbiomes, bacteria produce antibiotics to kill rivals, yet resistant strains persist, maintaining microbial diversity. This is like rival cities competing economically, where competition fosters innovation rather than destruction. Bacteria and fungi produce antibiotics not only to kill competitors, but also as signaling molecules that regulate community structure. Low doses of antibiotics often promote cooperation or biofilm formation, creating stable networks of coexisting species. Some microbes specialize in degrading antibiotics, further neutralizing extreme competition. This controlled warfare prevents any single species from overrunning the system, maintaining microbial diversity. Streptomyces bacteria produce antibiotics that shape soil microbial populations rather than eliminating all competition. This is like a chess game where strategic moves prevent any single player from dominating too quickly. Microbes compete for limited nutrients, but intense warfare often drives resource specialization, where species evolve to use different substrates. This process, called niche differentiation, reduces direct competition and allows diverse microbial populations to coexist. Some bacteria release enzymes that break down complex molecules into simpler forms, benefiting other microbes in the community. This cooperative competition ensures that microbial ecosystems remain resilient despite ongoing biochemical warfare. In the human gut, different bacteria specialize in fermenting specific carbohydrates, preventing direct competition. This is like restaurants in a city specializing in different cuisines, ensuring variety instead of monopolization. Viruses known as bacteriophages target specific bacterial species, acting as natural regulators that prevent overgrowth. When one bacterial strain becomes too dominant, its phages multiply and reduce its numbers, restoring balance to the ecosystem. This form of top-down control ensures that microbial communities remain diverse and adaptable. The evolutionary arms race between bacteria and phages drives continuous genetic innovation, maintaining microbial ecosystem stability. Phage therapy is being explored as a way to control harmful bacteria without disrupting beneficial microbiomes. This is like predators controlling herbivore populations to prevent overgrazing in an ecosystem. While microbes compete, many also form mutualistic relationships where different species benefit from each other's survival. Some bacteria produce signaling molecules that coordinate group behaviors, leading to syntrophic interactions where one species' waste product becomes another's food. These cooperative strategies help microbial communities become more resilient, even in environments with constant conflict. Over time, this balance of conflict and cooperation ensures a sustainable and functional microbial network. In marine environments, cyanobacteria release organic matter that heterotrophic bacteria consume, creating stable ecosystems. This is like rival businesses forming alliances to expand their customer base rather than destroying each other. Many microbes form biofilms, which are structured communities encased in a protective matrix that shields them from antibiotics and immune attacks. Within biofilms, microbes engage in localized competition but also share resources, genetic material, and defense strategies. Biofilm formation allows microbes to survive harsh conditions, enhancing their collective resilience. Even though biofilms originate from competitive survival strategies, they ultimately create highly structured and cooperative ecosystems. Dental plaque is a biofilm where bacteria coexist, despite producing antimicrobials against competitors. This is like a medieval fortress where internal rivalries exist, but the structure itself strengthens collective survival. Constant microbial warfare drives rapid genetic adaptation as species evolve new resistance mechanisms, attack strategies, and metabolic capabilities. Horizontal gene transfer allows bacteria to share beneficial genes, such as antibiotic resistance, accelerating evolution. Some microbes even co-opt enemy weapons, modifying antibiotic molecules for their own defense. This continuous arms race fosters evolutionary breakthroughs, leading to more efficient survival strategies. Superbugs like MRSA evolved from bacteria acquiring antibiotic resistance genes from competing microbes. This is like military conflicts accelerating technological advancements that later benefit society. The human microbiome is a battleground where beneficial and harmful microbes compete for dominance. Antibiotic treatments can disrupt this balance, sometimes allowing opportunistic pathogens to overgrow. Understanding microbial warfare can lead to better therapeutic strategies, such as targeted probiotics or phage therapy, to restore microbial balance. Maintaining a stable microbiome is essential for digestive health, immunity, and disease prevention. Clostridium difficile infections often occur after broad-spectrum antibiotic use disrupts gut microbial balance. This is like a war-torn country losing stability after external forces remove its government. Scientists are exploring ways to exploit microbial warfare for medical and industrial applications. Engineered bacteria can produce targeted antibiotics, while synthetic biology allows researchers to modify bacterial interactions for controlled ecosystem manipulation. Microbial warfare principles are also being applied to cancer therapy, where bacterial toxins selectively target tumors. By harnessing these natural strategies, we can develop next-generation treatments for infections and diseases. Engineered probiotics are being designed to fight harmful gut bacteria while preserving beneficial microbes. This is like training police forces to use criminals' tactics against organized crime.